Hello and welcome to my kitchen. I spend a lot of time here and there's a lot of items in this room that I quite enjoy, though one of my favorites has to be a specific kind of mac and cheese. And when I say a specific kind, I mean none other than Annie's mac and cheese. Now, if you have not heard of this delicious box dinner, then you're about to know a whole lot more after I give you this demonstration on how to make it the kind of cheaper college edition way. Now, you're going to need several things to make this mac and cheese. You're going to need the mac and cheese itself, you're going to need a little bit of butter, and you're going to need a little bit of pasta water. Now, in the essence of time, I have already pre-cooked the mac and cheese. To do that, you would take some water, put it in a saucepan, throw a little bit of salt in there, wait for it to boil, and then the mac and cheese will be ready in about 8 to 10 minutes. You can stick your finger in there. Well, don't stick your finger in there. That would hurt. You can stick a spoon in there to get out a piece and see how it's doing and cook it to your own accord. All that jazz. But once you've got it cooked, you're going to drain it, but not all the way. This is the key for us lactose intolerant friends and those of you who just don't want to buy milk. Instead of using milk like it calls for on the package, you instead just use a little bit of the pasta water left in there. Does the trick just the same. The consistency is fine. So then you're going to take your butter and you're going to put it on a fork and you're just going to mix it on in there and get it to melt. I recommend putting it on the burner that you already cooked it on because then it makes the butter melt faster. And if you're impatient like I am, then you get your food faster. So once you've got your butter pretty much all the way mixed in, you're going to take your cheese pouch. If you'll see here, the cheese pouch, in fact, has bunnies on it. Annie's trademark is their logo, the bunny. The bunny's name is Bernie, and in fact, I love him so dearly that I decided to get him tattooed on my body right there. They call him the rabbit of approval, so I like to think with the rabbit of approval on myself that Annie herself approves of me making this mac and cheese potentially more than I should. But it's okay because Annie's mac and cheese has in fact the best macros out of any box mac and cheese out there. So, we're going to take the cheese packet and we're going to open it and dump it in the pot. This is one of my favorite parts. I really enjoy stirring the noodles and see it all combine and come together to something that is so classic and loved by so many people. This specific variety that I am making today is the orange shells. There are many varieties that you can get. In fact, the one tattooed on my arm is from the Peace Pasta Annie's mac and cheese. I personally like the flavor of the shells better, but the Bernie on the box for the Peace mac and cheese was cuter because he has a peace sign on him and a little headband, so I got him tattooed instead. As you can see if you're following along at home, I'm just giving this a nice even stir. Make sure that we get all the chunks in there and together and just worked out. No matter how much you stir it though, honestly it's going to taste pretty good. You really can't go wrong. It's going to be a little bit thicker without the milk because, I don't know, pasta water just works like that. But I promise you, it's still just as good as if you would have used milk. So, now that we've got it all mixed together, we're going to take our handy dandy bowl and shovel just, however much you want in there. Healthy amount. Throw it back on the stove for anyone else who might be needing it, and you're almost ready to enjoy. I would say probably one of the most important steps to properly enjoying your Annie's mac and cheese is first off your utensil. If you've noticed, I've been using a fork this whole time, and I think that if you use a spoon to eat mac and cheese, it's sacrilegious, and you should stop. Forks are the proper way to do it. You can enjoy it more, and you're not just shoveling it into your mouth like a heathen. I would also say an important part of having your mac and cheese is a friend. Things are always best shared, and my personal favorite way to eat my mac and cheese is with my friend here, Moss. He really enjoys the shells, though the white cheddar ones are his favorite. As you can see, he's turning up his little pink nose at the yellow cheddar shells, but that's okay. That's to be understood. He is a man of worth and knows what he wants. nevertheless, I really do enjoy eating mac and cheese with him and eating Annie's mac and cheese in general. I hope after hearing my speech that you maybe feel inclined to go out and get your own Annie's mac and cheese and try it out for yourself. Whether you're a broke college student like myself, by the way, it's only like $1.50 per box, or you're just looking for something quick and easy to make that's not going to be as sodium filled as Kraft mac and cheese, I highly recommend you run to your nearest Fred Meyer, Safeway, whatever you go to, and find a box of this. And until you do so, I'm personally going to be enjoying my own bowl of Annie's mac and cheese yellow shells. And I hope that you all join me on this adventure as well. Thank you. Don't worry, it does have